Can you hear me okay?
I can,
All right. Would you like me to get started?
whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, wherever you might be. I know it's still January, so I'd like to wish everybody still a happy new year. I hope your 2024 is off to a great start and delighted that you are able to make a bit of time in your busy schedules to join us today for the first meeting of the year with the MSCC community. So very happy that you're here today. I am Anna Hunsinger. I am the principal investigator for the NSF award activity that has come to support the Minority Servant Cyber Infrastructure Consortium. And I get to be your host today and master of ceremonies, and to share with you a few updates along the way. And let's get started. We have a lot to cover today. So if we could go to the next slide, please. So I want to give you a few updates today, and starting with an update, excuse me, on the consortium leadership and share with you, excuse me, go back to the previous slide, please. And if they're here, ask the new members that have joined the consortium leadership to join us, so you can see their faces and see their names. Excuse me. I also would I also would like to give you an update on an important activity that we are setting in motion through the Minority Servant Cyber Infrastructure Consortium. There's a few updates in terms of upcoming events. So um, let's get there. Sorry, just when I'm talking, I need a cough drop. But Emily, you may need to be standby if I start losing my voice again. So let's go to the next slide, please. Very well then. So as many of you are aware, and if not, this is a really good opportunity to share with you. The Minority Servant Cyber Infrastructure Consortium is guided by an incredible group of individuals who volunteer their time in providing input and the advice and setting the direction also for the MSCC. I get to be a participant of this group in my capacity as the principal investigator, with gratitude to this group because they are steady in their commitment for all the activities that have been funded through the National Science Foundation. Above and beyond that, these individuals contribute significant uh, amounts of their time as volunteers to also help set the direction of the MSCC. So these are their names as well as the institutions that they represent. And I'd like to use this as an opportunity to also introduce some of the newest members of this consortium leadership board. And if they happen to be in the call, if they could just very quickly either say hello or raise their hand, so we might introduce them as well. So if I could start, if he's here, and again, just to acknowledge Peter Angelos, are you here with us today? Okay, I don't think so. Peter is Chief Information Officer from Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College. Delighted to also welcome two additional HBCUs and their the people that are participating also in the CLB. Tim Warren, are you there with us? Okay. He might not be. Tim Warren is the Chief Information Officer for Tennessee State University. So, and last but not least, Ms. Donna Hayden, are you here with us today? Okay. Donna comes from Alcorn State University. So delighted that they have agreed to join the leadership board. And as you can see, this is a fantastic collection of not just individuals, but expertise also that helps shape what's coming with the MSCC. So really great to have them join us as well. Next one, please. Next slide. All right. I'm going to spend a few minutes and talking about a new program and activity that we've been recently funded through a supplement that has been added to one of our existing awards. For context for everybody, and if you're new to this call, many of the activities of the MSCC are funded through NSF awards. The numbers are included here. And again, if you have any questions about any of the activities, I will refer you to our website, but also to the previous all hands meetings. What we do in these meetings is to cover many of the things that are happening through these awards made possible by the National Science Foundation. The activity that I'm about to talk has just been recently funded. It came as a supplement to the award that's listed right there in the middle, okay? And next slide. I am delighted that I get to share with you a little bit what is envisioned as in this award. So first, please be aware that the supplemental funding that we have received is another really important milestone in the MSCC's efforts to build cyber infrastructure capacity at HBCUs and TCUs to advance research and learning and things that will also realize and benefit in their campuses and their communities. Through this effort, but and again, as a continuum of the focus of the MSCC, we want to make sure that we're enabling more opportunities for HBCU and TCU faculty, staff, and students to become prominent contributors to addressing climate science challenges and be a part of supporting the efforts in creating healthy and thriving communities. So through this effort that we call the MSCC Collaboratory in Climate Science, we hope to pair cyber infrastructure expertise and capabilities with ongoing climate science research initiatives that will result in strengthening the faculty, staff, and students from HBCUs and TCUs with expertise in CI-enabled climate science research and learning. I'll let you continue to read this. This is a format that NSF likes to kind of frame what are the key objectives and the initial approach that we envision through this effort. If we could go to the next slide, please. This next slide, again, a little bit dense, tells you a little bit more about the anticipated broader impacts and the importance of this effort overall. I'm sure that is not news, how important climate science now these days is. And of course, it's a topic of priority and interest for HBCUs and TCUs due to this disproportionate effects of climate change and the preservation of natural resources on historically underserved communities. Most critically, climate science research increasingly requires significant cyber infrastructure resources to support things from the data collection and management, data science and analysis, and any corresponding alignment for cross-institutional collaborations that can also enable campus expertise and workforce development. So this collaboratory is that we're just getting started. Envision setting in motion partnerships that will enable the MSCC to build on its early successes, to develop collaborative efforts that can scale climate-focused CI capabilities at HBCUs and TCUs with the intent of addressing local community or regional climate issues and concerns. So we're going to tell you throughout the next few months more about this effort. We're just getting started. And one of the great things that I get to share with you, and we can go to the next slide, is the first activity that will be taking place through this collaboratory in climate science. This is a student program that has been announced, and now I get to announce with great excitement that is coming up. And before I do that, can we go to the next slide? Because I want to do quick introduction here. In this slide, you see a number of institutions, but also great pictures of some of the faculty that has graciously said yes to participating into this effort and that will be guiding very specifically and intentionally this student program. There are two faculty members that I want to call out that have been the leads to and working with us in advancing this effort, and just so grateful that they are willing to lend their time and expertise to help us set this effort in motion. One of them is Dr. Richard Long, who is from Florida A&M. University. Dr. Long couldn't be with us, but I want to thank him also for his involvement and participation. His colleague, who I now get to introduce and who will be telling you a little bit more about this effort, is Dr. Paulinas Chikbu, who is from the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. At that institution, he's the center director for the NOAA Living Marine Resources Cooperative Science Center. NOAA is the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Agency. Okay. And through this center trains and graduates students from underrepresented communities in marine science for careers in research, management, and public policy that can support the sustainable harvest and conservation of our nation's living marine resources. Dr. Chikbu is also Associate Dean for Research Development and Graduate Education, and also a professor of marine environmental science in the School of Agriculture and Natural Sciences at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. As part of our newly funded Collaboratory in Climate Science, MSCC will be partnering with his institution and also with Florida A&M, which is also a NOAA Cooperative Science Center. And what we're going to do today, and I'm going to allow Dr. Chikbu to share with you a little bit more what our first summer program, student program in support of this collaboratory would look like. So Dr. Chikbu, thank you for joining us today. And if we could go back to the previous slide and maybe we can feature Dr. Chikbu's screen. Where are you?
Okay. Thank you very much, Anna, for the introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. The MSCC internship in climate science is jointly coordinated by Dr. Long at Florida A&M University and myself at UMES. It is a 10-week summer internship program that will be hosted by the University of Maryland Eastern Shore from the first week of June until the first week of August. We are targeting to recruit students who are interested in applying computational and data-intensive approaches to climate science and climate change research. Those are the students we are targeting. These are rising juniors and rising seniors, especially from HBCUs and TCUs, although other students will be considered. With regard to the design of the summer internship program, it is designed following a typical NSF RAU internship program. However, the first 2 weeks will be used to introduce the students to climate change, to climate science, and to train them in programming software, for example, using Python. And we'll also begin during the first 2 weeks to introduce them to the research teams where they'll be conducting their research for the 10-week period. Because it is fashioned after a typical RAU program, there will also be cohort building activities. There will be professional development activities that they will participate in. They will spend 8 weeks working on their research projects. And in terms of mentoring, the way we've planned it is for the students to work in teams of maybe 3 to 4 students. And each team will have a faculty mentor assisted by 1 or 2 graduate students or research associates. And so these students will work together on their projects throughout the internship. They will produce a final report that will be submitted to us, and they will make a presentation at the end of program symposium. So we are looking forward to having a very successful summer internship program this year. I will be happy to answer any questions if anyone has questions about the program. Thank you.
Well, first, thank you very much, Dr. Chigbu. We're really excited about this really exciting opportunity that we get to set in motion with your leadership and that of your colleagues, and thankful for your time and effort into getting us to this point. As people think about questions, and maybe if you think about them later, please email them to us. We'd be really grateful if you could help us spread the word that this is now a program. And as it says here, we're looking forward to having great applications from students that would like to participate and benefit from this. Before you know it, the end of February will be here, and we're really excited about what we're going to learn. This is going to be a pretty important activity for the MSCC, and just so looking forward to working with the faculty and especially the students that are going to come through this program. So please help us spread the word in your networks or as you wish. Visit our website. If you look at the chat window, you can look at more information as well. So thank you, Dr. Chigbu. We hope to bring you back as we can to then share with the community what progress we're making and how things are going. Really appreciate your time. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Okay. Oh, there is a question. Let's see. If I could ask, there we go. Thank you. So, what types of resources will they need from their originating campus? And that's probably any prerequisites or anything that might be needed to support the students that are applying for this.
Well, let's take for accommodation. We normally send, after the students have been selected, we will send them a list of items that they are going to need in order to be in the dormitory. We are expecting the students to have taken at least Calculus 1 at their home institutions, and that's why we are going for rising juniors and rising seniors. So if they have some experience with programming, they are not intimidated by math, we are looking for students with such quantitative background.
Thank you. Okay, so stay posted, and certainly more details will be shared on our website and our communication channels. Again, thank you, Dr. Chigbu, for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to seg into a few other updates, and if we could get back the slides, I just want to share with all that I am thrilled, and if it's not coming through, well, I am thrilled that we've been able to work with Dr. Chigbu and Dr. Long to advance this effort. It's going to be really great to also engage now with the faculty from these institutions and to enable more opportunities that be beyond the anchoring role that these two campuses will play, but to bring many other HBCUs and TCUs into this really important effort. So really excited about that as well. Just a few updates. There's a lot that's going to happen in 2024. So just to give you a sense of what MSCC is going to be looking at or organizing, I'm just going to cover a few highlighted events for you. March, Internet 2 will be doing its community exchange. This is a meeting of the Internet 2 community. MSCC, like previous times, will be present, and we will be participating in the program. We're able to support through a discount code those of you that might be wanting to participate from the MSCC campuses. If you'd like to get more information about not just the code, but the meeting, please email Tenny. Her contact information is in this slide. Next slide, please. Now, really great to also share with you that we will be continuing the important work that needs to happen with the MSCC campuses. And I get to share with you that we have now confirmed dates for our next round of workshops for the community. The first week of April will be, we're delighted that we will be going to Texas and be hosted and work with Prairie View A&M University. And then in the same month, towards the end of the month, delighted that we also get to visit and work with Hampton University to also anchor a workshop for the community at their campus. So please save the dates. Before you know it, April will be here, and just really excited that we're working with these institutions, defining the program. And a reminder, these workshops are open to anybody in the MSCC community. For those of you that might want to participate from an HBCU or a TCU or another minority serving institution, there's participant support for your participation. These workshops are free too. So please keep an eye on the website where we will be sharing more details. And for now, save the dates. We hope to see you there. Next, also before the summer, delighted to share with you that we will be having our annual meeting at the end of May. It will be in Washington, D.C., and preparations are very much on the way to plan this important meeting of the community and the MSCC community. We're envisioning 3 tracks where we hope to also have a pretty great program, and some other details here. There will be no registration fee for MSCC campuses and participants. There is some travel support that's available for those of you from the MSCC community that might want to participate. And last but not least, participate not just by being there, but what about presenting some of the important work that's happening in your domain or through your institution? We're looking for proposals. If you might be interested in telling the community what you've been up to and how you are working with the MSCC or envisioning that and the use of cyber infrastructure, we're looking for proposals. The QRB code is right there. Our call for proposals are due by February 29th. So please consider spreading the word or considering submitting a proposal yourselves as well. So stay posted. We'll have more details on the meeting. Details, hopefully, as the program gets finalized, you can start seeing that. We hope to see you in DC at the end of May. Next slide, please. Okay, so I think that brings us, if we could put the slides away now. So these are some of the things that wanted to make sure are in your radar. There's a lot of activity too that we will be conveying back to the community as we finalize details. Please continue to stay engaged. As you may have heard, we're also really excited about the communities of practice that are now meeting on a regular basis. There's a community of practice on cyber infrastructure and related things. If my staff could help me just put a reminder in the chat window of when that one meets, the details are also in our website. And also once a month, we have the community of practice in cybersecurity also meeting. And these are really important activities and just really great to see the turnout of the community for those. We facilitate these things. These are really important engagement efforts to bring the perspectives of the schools that are dealing with the challenges and the opportunities in these domains as well. So please continue to participate on those. And then we hope to have throughout the next meetings additional updates on what's shaking with the MSCC activities and other things. Again, the events that I mentioned are very much built for all of you in the MSCC community. So we really hope that we see new faces and your participation at these. So I know it's probably a shorter meeting today, but just wanted to give you all a sense of some things that are coming up. And we have some time for questions or anything that any of you might want to also bring up, any updates you may want to share. So the floor is open. And thank you. I'm just going to read this out loud. Thank you, Emily. The community of practice for CI planning, its next meeting will be on February the 20th. And for the cybersecurity community of practice, they will be meeting a week before that on February the 13th. I see a hand raised. Let's see, Leah.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year, or good morning, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for hosting this. It's just great to hear all the updates. I am a member of one of the MSCC committees, as well as a member of the board. And I just want to encourage those of you that want to get even more involved than just attending our meetings. We would love for you to join in with some of your committee work. So if I see the chairs of the nomination and membership committee, or membership and nominating committee, Bobby Clark and Tom Jackson. And so I'm sure that they would love for you to reach out to them if you are interested in joining any of our committees. You can find out more about our committees on our website. But again, I just want to encourage you all to get more involved. Getting more involved helps yourself as well as our member institutions and members in general. So thank you for that. Anna, I also see that Peter joined, if you want to introduce him again as one of the new board members.
Oh, Peter, don't mean to put you on the spot, but I guess we just put you on the spot. Peter, are you still?
Yeah, sure. Good day, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today. My name is Peter Angelos. I'm the Executive Information Officer at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College, and that's up north in Minnesota. We're one of the TCUs that's recognized by the federal government, and we're the only TCU that's a member of a public education system. So we're also part of Minnesota State Colleges and Universities to fulfill our joint mission of a unity of cultures between being a tribal college and then also being a community college. I'm so happy to have the opportunity to serve on the board and get a chance to work with all of you in the future.
Thank you, Peter. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about any of the upcoming events?
Hannah, this is Bobby Clark. Just wanted to see if you had any more details at all about the arrangements for the annual meeting, or if you had any idea when that information might get released.
I'm sorry, Bobby, my connection just kind of flaked a little bit. Could you repeat your question?
Sure. Didn't know if they had a timeline of when more information would be released on the annual meeting, like hotel and information and some scheduling.
I believe that the details are already on the website. Can someone correct me? Or
We'll plan to release more information within the next 2 weeks.
okay. Thank you. Thank you, Lanika. We do know the location and how to register and all that will be soon forthcoming. I think today what we wanted is to make sure that everybody will have a to-do to mark it on your calendar so that you can plan. Thank you. I have a question for all of you. As we think about the programming for these meetings, once a month we have the opportunity to convene the community. We are really interested on what would you like to see at these meetings? We normally will be, we will continue to give you updates on what's going on, upcoming events from time to time. Also use this as an opportunity, either myself as the PI, but to also bring potential collaborators or presenters that that can present what they're doing in support of the MSCC or through the MSCC. We're really interested in what is the kind of content and additional ideas that you might have as we think about the programming moving forward for these all hands meetings. So I don't know if anybody would like to offer some thoughts today. If not today, please send us an email and let us know.
I have a question. If I see that there's several new attendees, and so it might be helpful for them to know how to get involved, not just on the committee work, but how do they get involved with the POCGs, or how do they perhaps even host an activity at their campus? How do they find out about those offerings and opportunities, and what does that look like for them?
Okay, well, first, by the way, if anybody of my MSCC CLB members would like to chime in, please do so. Today, joining the MSCC community is very simple. Go to our website, and there is a very nice form that you can fill out that will ask you some very simple questions, and that right away allows you to start being a participant in the community and start receiving, both communications and invitations to meetings like this and so forth. So that's one way. as I mentioned, if you're interested in participating in any of the activities that I refer to or that you might see in our website, we will make it, we will support as much as we can, as many participants that we're able to fund to participate at these meetings, wherever they might be. So the workshops that I mentioned, obviously, because of their location, it might be easier for those that are in that state or in the vicinity to travel to those. These institutions that we work with also serve an anchoring role given their location to also attract HBCUs or TCUs or other MSIs in the vicinity, but they're open to anybody in the community at large to participate. So joining those meetings, there's great speakers and a program, so that's another opportunity. If your campus or you think that you might want to host one of these meetings or have the MSCC come to you, let us know, okay? Might be sending me an email and I'll put my email address there, or go through our website and there's, you can also fill out something to send us that request. But that we're looking for additional campuses that we would be willing to also act as hosts for more activities as well. So that kind of gives you a sense of some of the ways that you can participate. If you want to, again, get more engaged in the communities of practice that I mentioned, it's just as simple as joining the phone calls, the Zoom sessions on those. The details are in our website, so anybody can join those. They're open to anybody. Okay, so, and let's see. Karen, I think you have your hand up.
Yes, thank you. I've brought this up before, and I still continue to remain a bit confused as to the relationship of HSIs within MSCC and what our role is and how we either can bond together as a community as HSIs and work together with MSCC, or to become more involved within the group itself. And I was wondering if there would be interest in maybe getting together a meeting with some of the leadership and some of the HSIs or other MSIs, to have some discussions around that, just so that we can understand where we do fit within the organization.
Thank you, Karen. I really appreciate your feedback. I really like your idea of maybe conveying a side conversation on this. Certainly, there's been a very directed focus for the work with HBCUs and TCUs. It is intentionally been that way. That is not to say that the vision of MSCC is to be as inclusive and to certainly include the important work that we need to do with HSIs. I think that this is a really good time to frame what that might look like, with a more directed approach. And we welcome your ideas into that. So let's be in touch and set up a time where we can frame that conversation. Thank you. And of course, I would ask anybody from the consortium leadership if they would like to add anything to what I just said.
I'd like to add something. I'm a co-chair of the PPC, and opportunities that we're looking at would include HSIs as well. We've talked about it several times about we don't have anything for HSIs really. I mean, other than being a member, we don't have anything focused on them just yet. But that we're working that direction. So when we're looking at the PPC, we're not just focused on HBCUs and TCUs. That in this case just depends on how the funders come in and what programs we can get. But we are looking across all the different minorities, not just one or two. So right now we started out with 1 or 2, but we will not finish there. So I'm open and want to have a conversation with you to make sure I don't want you to feel left out, and right now, I can understand where you might feel left out, but please do not think you're left out. So I'm open to that conversation.
Ben, I apologize. I just got a call from my provost, so I have to step away. But Karen, Bobby and I agree, and we would like to, as co-chairs of the membership committee, we'd like to speak with you as well.
It's not adversarial, and I understand it's a difficult transition to make. I think there's an important piece for everyone, and right now it doesn't quite look that way. It's difficult for me to talk to my HSI colleagues and say that this is really for us.
Now, one thing that, again, delighted that Tom and Joey spoke up to on the intentions here. Certainly, I would just say that all the activities that we program, i.e. from the communities of practice through the content at these workshops, just because they happen to be at an HBCU, doesn't mean that the program and everything per se will not be applicable to many of the HSIs that share the same and possibly also unique challenges that many of the HBCUs and the TCUs that we work with. So I just want to highlight that the purpose of the MSEC is to advance through CEI what might be possible to support these institutions, okay? Minority serving institutions. So yes, we've had, it's been deliberate to take some of these workshops and activities to the HBCUs. There's reasons for why we've done that, why also the foundation wanted us to do so as well. But again, I think that a lot of what we do brings to the surface what you can do through CI to advance your research and education, recognizing that each institution also, and even you can compare an HBCU to another HBCU either. Every school is different, right? So that we might need to also consider those important and unique features and meet the institutions where they're at. But what we do is to also, in framing the discussions and advancing what might be possible through CI, we certainly want to do it in a way that it is cognizant that many institutions will share some of the same challenges as well. So, Karen, it would be great if also, as I said, that, we're looking for additional campuses that we might do and anchor more activities, including a workshop. It would be fantastic to have an HSI that we could work with to also do one of those in the near future.
Thank you, Anna, and appreciate all that I've gotten from this group. It's been very educational. We are building some research, and we, matter of fact, have a director position open at the moment for research and teaching cyber infrastructure, which is a brand new position that we've managed to do since we've been doing this work. So all the help that I've received here is much appreciated. I'm just trying to clarify some things and make sure that we can move forward in ways that are most beneficial to all of us. Thank you.
Okay. Well, let's see. I do not see any additional questions. Again, we remain really interested in your feedback and ideas for not only this meeting, but also for our plans moving forward. So we're going to give everybody some time back. Please continue to stay engaged. please participate in the activities, and always grateful for your feedback. I hope everybody has a good remainder of your week. Can you believe we're almost at the end of January? And our sincere best wishes for a wonderful, productive, healthy 2024. So please take care, and we will see you again in a month.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.